G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cold Waters with Mags, and we are back on patrol. So after our last mission where we got, well, fairly wrecked by the opposition, we have managed to get ourselves fixed up and we are back in the water. We have 3 sonar contacts at this time. There is a Kara. Now, our objective for this particular mission is to sink the enemy capital ship. So we're just in the process of trying to find it. And that is looking like our capital ship. It's a Sverdlov class cruiser. Now that's an interesting one because it doesn't actually have any kind of sonar. No passive or active sonars whatsoever. And we've got an Udaloy in the last slot. So, we've got a Kara, an escort, and an Udaloy and an escort. These two are capable of detecting us, obviously. The Sverdlov is completely blind to the fact we're here. It should have no way of actually detecting us. Now, the Udaloy and the Kara are both active. Currently, the Kara is no real risk of actually detecting us, but the Udaloy is very close from being close to being able to pick us up on active. So, what we're going to do here is actually engage from range. I'm going to try not to get too close to these guys and see whether or not we can actually take them out without ever actually being detected. Because I've actually been getting a lot of complaints on previous videos. I tend to get very close to targets, and part of the reason why I do this is because, well, it's fun. It's fun having to do some torpedo beats against these targets. Get close enough that when you fire, they definitely detect you. See how close you can get without being detected. And playing avoid the torpedo. But this time, we're going to try and do it a little bit more correct. Just looking over the stats for the Sverdlov at the moment, yeah, you've got Don-K radar, or Don-Cav radar. It's 194 decibels, so it's extremely noisy, and that is it. It doesn't even seem to have a lot of anti-submarine... No, it has no anti-submarine weaponry. So, if we eliminate the Kara and the Udaloy, the Sverdlov has absolutely no defense against us and absolutely no way of detecting the fact that we're here. So the Kara is currently at 11 kiluyards. We're at a 35% solution. I do want to go slightly higher if I can. I'm not going to go for a 95 unless we get very lucky and manage to pick up a 95 on it, but I want to just be sure that the location is exactly where I think it is. The sonar can lie to you with such low solutions to targets. Although, looking at the pings, I would say these are being fairly honest at this point. The submarine, the sonar contacts that we have are very much on, very much on the line for where the pings are coming from. And there should be nothing else in the water that can actually get it. So, let's set this for surface contacts. No active sonar on the torpedoes, so we're just going to go passive. We shouldn't need them, these ships are not quiet. And that is an aircraft. We are reasonably close to the coast at this point. So torpedo 1 is in the water. Activation range is a little bit less than half the distance to the Kara, and at this point we should be out of passive range. Now, active sonar, and out of active sonar range for that matter, so they shouldn't have been able to hear that launch at all. Alright, so let's get Torpedo 2 ready to rock and roll. Again, I'm going to follow the sonar contact to the Udaloy. Activation range is at about half, and our second torpedo is away. it's interesting. The Sverdlov is turning away from us. It's actually kind of a very pretty looking ship, isn't it? It's surprising. It's not bad looking for a cruiser. But it's turning away from our position at the moment. Now it shouldn't be able to detect us, and the Udaloy and the Kara shouldn't have been able to detect us here either. So why are you turning right when we fired torpedoes? They should not have been able to hear those torpedoes at all. Right, so our first torpedo is currently in a search pattern. It's actually Torpedo 3 that we fired. Torpedo 3 is still tracking the target. And make a small adjustment here, just to keep it in line with the sonar contact that we have. Now, we should detect the Kara on this sweep, if... and still no detection. Come on, Torpedo 1, you should be on target. And torpedo in the water, I saw a little glimpse of that then, so we have been counter-fired. At this point they have detected the torpedo, and there it is. Weapon 1 has acquired and is now tracking. Still only 56% solution on the Kara, so the Kara isn't where it says it is on our sonar map. It's a little bit further out. I'm going to set our first torpedo to active. There it is. With the active sonar now active, they already know the torpedo's in the water, so I'm not revealing anything there. It has given us a 95% solution, and the Kara is turning away. The active sonar has picked up the torpedoes as well, so the counter battery is, or the counter fire is not in line to where we are. We shouldn't have to worry about those at all. Now, I'm just doing a little bit of manual torpedo guidance here. I do not want this torpedo to get lost. I have the cable, so I can take control of this. And the Kara is trying to turn, but it's not going to make a difference. Bring it up nicely alongside, and then just drift it into the hull. And that's the Kara down. Okay. And we've got 2 torpedo drops in the north as well, so it looks... we lost our second target. Torpedo 3 had acquired the Udaloy, but it lost it under countermeasures, and again we've got return fire. And we've got a couple of torpedo drops in the north that I noticed as well. So the aircraft doesn't actually know where we are. It's dropping torpedoes in the area that it detected our torpedo, assuming that we must be there. And weapon has reacquired, and since the sonar is active, we now have a 95% solution on Udaloy. At least we should have a 95% solution on Udaloy. Why isn't it showing up? Doesn't matter, Udaloy has been taken out. So at this point, we are going to just put ourselves into some maneuvers. The torpedo from Udaloy, potential risk, could pick us up. I am actually less than concerned. If I turn straight south, the torpedoes from Kara shouldn't detect us at all. Alright, and we are back. So I'll be doing a bit of editing to remove what is the last 20 minutes of gameplay, and we'll come back at this point. Anyways, what is going on? Well, our friendly cruiser that we're looking at here has actually turned around and come back. Now, we have had a couple of things happen in the last 20 minutes. First, as you can see, the aircraft has been dispensing sonar buoys everywhere, and we also detected a 4th contact, which turned out to be a Soviet transport. I was going to engage the transport, but I decided not to, as it was moving between my location and one of the sonar buoys, so it will blind the sonar buoy. I might go back and deal with that one a little bit later. And I was trying to chase down this cruiser. Now, it can run at 30 knots. I can only do 33 and it got a head start, so I wasn't able to catch up to it. I did have everything loaded up to do an anti-ship missile strike, but by the time I actually detected the cruiser, it's actually done a 180 and at this point is currently heading back towards the initial engagement point. I'm not entirely sure if it's actually heading for that cruiser or if it's heading back to where the wrecks are at the moment, but in either case, it's coming back to me. Tube 1 is loaded, and the best part about this, as I said before, it can't see me. If I surface, it has a radar and it can detect me, but it has no anti-ship weapons, anti-submarine weapons rather, and it has no sonar capabilities, so it has no idea that I'm lurking here at this point. We're a 69% solution on this one.
Come left to 113 Elm High.
I'm just going to let us close at this point. Now, I have slowed us down. I am a little concerned that the aircraft might start dropping sonar buoys in the area once I begin the engagement. Alright. This would be about... Oh, hello. Torpedo 1 away. Get the torpedo to activate a little earlier. No active sonar. The active sonar will alert the submarine. You can actually hear that stuff tapping on the hull. And it looks like the torp has acquired. Nice, so let's get Torpedo 2 under the way. It is a cruiser, so it's probably going to take 2 to put down. Yeah, no reaction at all. It has no idea what's happening. And... oh wow, that took it out in one hit. Second torpedo is acquired. Well, yeah, that was a little overkill. I honestly thought that would have taken 2 torpedoes to take down the cruiser. Where has that torpedo gone? Oh, there it is. Very nice. Shame. Such a good looking ship. I really do like the look of that cruiser. Anyways, that is our mission objective taken down. So, at this point, I might spin it back around and see whether or not we can reacquire that cargo ship. And as it turned out, we were unable to locate that cargo ship. It just disappeared. I have no idea where the hell it went to. But we did get our report back, and not only did we successfully complete the mission, but apparently our commanding officer wants to have a drink with us when we manage to get home. Now, of course, the reason for targeting this ship in the first place was that the cruiser was heading towards a NATO aircraft carrier, and as a result of taking it out, we've managed to maintain air superiority over the combat zone at this point in time. And to finish it off, we also got the Bronze Star, which I think is my second Bronze Star at this point. I'm actually not sure. Too many playthroughs. Anyways, successful mission, and we did so without being detected at any point in time. Even when the aircraft was spamming the area with sonar buoys as I was making my pursuit of the cruiser, it never saw me. It had no idea where I was. So that's what well, it wasn't a perfect attack. I should have probably hook shot the torpedoes in the first place to make sure that when the torpedoes were detected by the escorts, their counterfire was in completely the different area. And I probably also should have fired off a third torpedo in that salvo to take out the engines on the cruiser before it had a chance to run to prevent the chase that followed. But outside of that, this is pretty much well, it's a more realistic engagement, I guess, than me dodging torpedoes. Still not quite as fun though. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. As always, remember to click that like button, share and subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, take care.